The ancient Stoics, masters of understanding human nature, believed that true wisdom lies in recognizing what truly matters in life. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all emphasized the importance of protecting your peace, staying true to your values, and spending your time intentionally. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful reasons why you might not enjoy being around people as much as others do. These aren't flaws, rather they are realizations in line with Stoic principles for leading a reflective, intentional, and authentic life. Stick around if you've ever felt awkward or drained by meaningless interactions in social situations. Let's go into the real reasons behind your choices and see how Stoic philosophy can help you fully appreciate them. Before we begin, subscribe to this channel for more insights inspired by Stoicism, personal growth, and intentional living. Let's get started. Asterisk. Reason 1. You value peace over chaos. Asterisk. Your intrinsic yearning for simplicity and peace may be one reason why you shun people. This yearning is not a trace of weakness. Rather, it is an indication of self-awareness. People seek retreats for themselves in the country, by the sea, in the hills. But nowhere can a person find a retreat more peaceful or free of trouble than in their own soul, said Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. This is a lovely way to describe the idea. An all-encompassing reality is brought to light by this deep statement. The greatest sanctuary we can create for ourselves is within ourselves. Putting peace at the forefront of your priorities is not only about seeking isolation, rather it is about recognizing a deeper desire to shield your mind and emotions from unneeded upheaval. To be in the company of other people is frequently to navigate a complex web of energies, feelings, and expectations. This encounter can disrupt your inner calm in a variety of ways, from furious debates to subtle tension, because you are intensely aware of how chaos from the outside can infiltrate your mental space, leaving you feeling exhausted or uncomfortable. It is not that you despise other people. Imagine walking into a busy gathering where everyone seems to be demanding attention, where the talks are loud, and where opinions argue with one another. It's possible that you'll find yourself turning inward and wishing for greater tranquility. Your mind is trying to find equilibrium in an environment that is overstimulated. This is not an attempt to escape something. The Stoics, and Marcus Aurelius in particular, held the belief that peace originates from inside, not from one's surroundings. By opting for solitude rather than chaos, you are engaging in what the Stoics referred to as apatheia, which means freedom from unneeded disturbance. To maintain your emotional equilibrium rather than isolating yourself from the rest of the world is the goal here. This point was driven home by Epictetus, who stated, "It is not the events that disturb people, rather it is their judgments concerning them." When you remove yourself from chaotic social circumstances, you are not passing harsh judgment on other people, rather you are putting your mental clarity first. The ability to respond to life with a level head and a measured perspective is afforded to you by this conscious choice. When you choose peace, you may find that others judge you unfairly. Comments such as, "Why don't you want to hang out?" or "You're being antisocial," are possible to hear from other people. Keep in mind, however, that Stoic philosophy instructs us to not let the viewpoints of others influence us. As Marcus Aurelius advised, how much time does he gain who doesn't look to see what his neighbor says, or does, or thinks, but only at what he does himself, to make it just and whole? It is not your responsibility to fulfill the expectations of other people. To put it another way, integrating your activities with your core beliefs is the most important thing to preserve your peace. If that means turning down an invitation, so be it. Consider the following Stoic-inspired practices to cultivate and maintain your inner tranquility. Put in place boundaries. Politely decline invites or restrict the amount of time you spend in places that make you feel overwhelmed. It is not necessary for you to satisfy everyone there. Exercise your capacity for introspection by devoting some of your time to writing in a journal or meditating in a quiet setting. You can better process your feelings and regain your equilibrium this way. Find connections that are select. Rather than spending time with those who add stress to your life, spend time with those who are uplifting to you. Clarity, vitality, and resilience are all benefits gained through the deliberate creation of space for your inner peace. At the same time, you develop the ability to interact with other people on your own terms rather than out of duty. This is a brave step in protecting your peace of mind. It indicates you are aware of your limitations and making a decision to live a life that is congruent with your ideal. Our lives are brief, and our energy is limited. As the Stoics have taught us, make intelligent use of it by cultivating the inner refuge. Reason 2. You reject superficiality. This sage advice from Epictetus states, "Associate with those who improve you, and welcome those you can improve." This gets to the heart of why some people find their interactions with others unsatisfying. If you are the type of person who thrives on authenticity and depth, then engaging in shallow conversations can not only feel futile but also draining. In our hyper-connected and fast-paced society, it frequently feels as though conversations are reduced to surface-level exchanges. If the talk is about gossip, bragging, or insignificant details, you might find it difficult to pay attention.
It is not that you are antisocial, rather your soul is geared for meaningful conversations that leave you feeling understood and inspired. The Stoics believed it was important to surround oneself with people who shared one's beliefs and contributed to one's development. Epictetus's remark serves as a reminder that relationships ought to be beneficial to both parties involved. It's possible that your interactions with others will feel like a waste of time if they don't inspire growth or knowledge. Stoics advise us to value time as a precious resource. In his writing, Seneca expressed a similar viewpoint. It's not the man who has too little, the man who craves more who is poor. This also pertains to the relationships that people have. It's possible that a single profound connection can be significantly more enriching than 100 superficial acquaintances. Interactions that are superficial require you to play a role, such as laughing when something isn't humorous, nodding along when you don't agree, or acting interested in topics that you find boring. Over the course of time, this emotional effort will take its toll, leaving you feeling exhausted and distant from your true self. If you are someone who places a high value on truth and meaning, you may feel as though you are squandering energy that you could be putting to better use elsewhere, such as on your passions, on your own personal development, or on developing deeper relationships.
Instead of striving to conform to social norms, you should think about the following. Not everyone is designed to connect on a profound level, and that's good. The secret is to prioritize the quality of your relationships over the quantity of them. Make an effort to find people who share your beliefs and who are willing to engage in talks that are both sensitive and meaningful. The following are some steps that are based on Stoic principles. Be selective with your time. Just as you wouldn't spend your money on something that has no significance, you shouldn't waste your energy on connections that are only superficial. Lead with authenticity. When you interact with other people, talk from the heart. Authenticity frequently inspires other people to abandon their own facades. Make an investment in the appropriate individuals. According to the advice of Epictetus, you should emphasize relationships in which growth is mutual. This is the kind of connection that will leave you feeling empowered rather than exhausted. Your preference for superficial encounters does not indicate that you are antisocial. Rather, it indicates that you place a high value on your time and energy. These are the kinds of interactions that leave you feeling fulfilled and understood. They are the kinds of connections that are in alignment with your own self. Reason 3. You fear losing your authenticity. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seneca advises individuals who are concerned about conformity to highlight the significance of relational authenticity on all sides. In the Stoic philosophy, the foundation of a virtuous life was the practice of living in accordance with one's own ideals and values. There is a good chance that the social dynamics you are negotiating are at odds with your sense of who you are. When you're in situations where you feel uncomfortable among other people, you should smile even when you aren't happy, agree even if you don't align, and play along to prevent conflict. These are some of the implicit norms that are commonly seen in social contexts. In particular, if you place a high importance on authenticity, these demands may feel like suffocation. Acting in ways that do not reflect your genuine nature will generate internal tension and emotional exhaustion. Imagine that you are at a party where everyone is chatting about issues that you personally feel to be unimportant or even distasteful. Although it may not sit well with you, you might feel the impulse to remain silent or nod along with what is being said. Your sense of integrity may be eroded over time as a result of these instances of self-concern. According to Stoic philosophy, living an honest life entails doing things and saying things that are in line with your values. Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. Marcus Aurelius said in his meditations. He underlined the importance of this principle. Surrendering your authenticity in order to conform to the expectations of others is never truly advantageous. When you experience fear of losing your authenticity, it is a symptom that your beliefs are in conflict with the social dynamics that are occurring around you. The first step toward regaining your integrity is to realize that this is the case. It's not necessary to isolate oneself from other people in order to choose authenticity above approval. Rather, it's necessary to be deliberate about the company you keep. Put yourself in the company of people that revere and support you in being who you truly are. Keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Epictetus once instructed his followers, deeper and more profound connections are fostered by authenticity. Being true to who you are will naturally attract those who share your ideals, while those who do not share those values will be turned off by you. This does not mean that you will never engage in disagreement. However, it does mean that the relationships you cultivate will be founded on being truthful and respecting one another. The following is a list of Stoic ideas that you can implement in order to maintain your authenticity in social contexts where you frequently feel forced to conform. Establish unambiguous boundaries. Do not be afraid to convey your values and limits, and be aware of them. It is acceptable to redirect the conversation in a different direction, or to gently leave from the issue, if for instance it causes you to feel uneasy. Develop your assertiveness. Genuinely and compassionately communicate your thoughts and emotions to others. A hostile attitude is not necessary for authenticity. Rather, it is about being truthful without being harsh. Give some thought to your goals. A question that you should ask yourself before entering social settings is, am I here out of genuine interest, or am I trying to meet the expectations of those around me? Your interactions can be guided by this awareness. The prospect of rejection is a typical concern connected to authenticity. We only have power over our own acts and character, as the Stoics teach us, and we have no control over the reactions of other people. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Marcus Aurelius said, you can break free from the pressure of seeking acceptance by concentrating on what you have control over, which is your authenticity. When you embrace authenticity, you free yourself from the exasperating act of pretending to be someone you're not. If you cultivate connections that are founded on mutual understanding rather than pretense, you will discover that these interactions are more satisfying to you. You will be accepted just as you are by the people who truly matter to you, and those who do not are simply not on the same path as you are. It takes a lot of bravery and intelligence to stay true to who you are in a world where there are a lot of expectations. Remember, the only person we need to appease is our own conscience. As the Stoics have always reminded us, create a filter for your life. Allow only the most significant relationships to enter through the use of your authenticity. Since you are an introspective soul, it's possible that as someone who places a high value on introspection, you have the impression that the world around you is moving too quickly, leaving little room for the kind of introspection you value. To illustrate the great significance of isolation, Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "It is in our power to have no opinion about a thing and not to be disturbed in our soul." This statement underscores the necessity of solitude. Having this knowledge brings to our attention the power that we possess to shield our inner environment from interruptions that are not essential. This can feel like an assault on your inner calm when you are in social settings. Because of the constant chatter, different opinions, and emotional fluctuations that occur, you may look for clarity, insight, and purpose within, while others may find solace in distractions from the outside world. It's a virtue, not a weakness, that you are introspective. Small chat and superficial exchanges may not satisfy the introspective soul. It's possible you'll leave encounters feeling depleted, yearning for the peace and clarity that can only be achieved via solitude, rather than feeling empowered by it. When you are surrounded by the noise of other people's views and judgments, it might be difficult to engage in the kind of in-depth self-examination that you think is important in order to build a life that is both virtuous and thoughtful. The Stoics were aware of the importance of seeking solitude. When Marcus Aurelius retired into his thoughts, he did so not to avoid the world, but rather to gain a deeper understanding of both the world and himself. He believed that by engaging in self-reflection, we may eradicate unwarranted concerns and direct our attention to the things that are actually significant. The next statement by Epictetus reaffirms this concept. He who is in harmony with himself desires nothing outside of himself. You are able to liberate yourself from the turmoil of external expectations and bring your actions into alignment with your ideals when you take the time to contemplate. By making isolation a priority, you make room for the following. A person's capacity for self-awareness can be enhanced via the practice of introspection, which enables them to comprehend their own feelings, thoughts, and motives. When you are away from the distractions of other people, you are able to analyze difficult thoughts and make decisions that are founded on wisdom. The ability to remain calm and concentrated, even in difficult circumstances, is strengthened by solitude, which contributes to emotional resilience. It is necessary to engage in self-reflection. Nevertheless, entirely isolating oneself from society is neither feasible nor favorable. Maintaining meaningful connections while also honoring your contemplative nature is the key to finding a balance that works for you. As an example, here are some Stoic-inspired strategies. Make time for reflection. Just as Marcus Aurelius made time for journaling and thinking, you should designate specific times during the day for quiet introspection. Be selective in your interactions with other people. Make sure that the people and settings you choose respect your demand for depth and comprehension. Consider your time alone not as a method of isolating yourself, but rather as an opportunity to revitalize yourself and bring your values into alignment. Bear in mind that introspection is not a sign of weakness, rather it is an essential component of personal development. Even if other people describe you as aloof or reserved, Seneca is credited as having written, "Retire into yourself as much as you can." The purpose of this retreat is not to provide an escape, rather it is to help you get ready to confront the world with wisdom and strength. The Stoics remind us that introspection is the cornerstone of a devout life, despite the fact that society may not always place a high value on it. You will develop wisdom, clarity, and a closer connection to your own self if you accept and embrace your reflective nature. Take some time to think about how you may make more room in your life for introspection if you find that this statement resonates with you. In addition, if you find this advice to be beneficial, please give this video a thumbs up and discuss it with someone who might be in need of motivation to embrace the introspective side of themselves. Reason 5. You're selective about who deserves your energy. We are reminded of the limited nature of our existence by the ageless words of Seneca, which read, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Because you have come to the realization that your time and energy are valuable resources that should not be wasted, you may have developed a strong aversion to being in the company of particular individuals. There are a lot of people in your life who are trying to get your attention, from casual acquaintances to countless social occasions. Relationships that are toxic, talks that are loaded with gossip, or mandatory get-togethers can deplete your mental and emotional reserves without providing any real return. It's possible that you've noticed over the course of time that these relationships leave you feeling depleted rather than enriched. It is not an act of selfishness to choose to limit these engagements. Rather, it is an act of self-preservation. By prioritizing your own well-being and making sure that your energy is used in ways that align with your beliefs, you are not rejecting other people. The Stoics were aware of the significance of living one's life with a purpose. Marcus Aurelius always highlighted the importance of concentrating on what is genuinely important, as evidenced by the following quote from him: "You could leave life right now. Allow that to be the deciding factor in all you do, say, and think." This piece of advice encourages us to cherish every moment as if it were holy, and to avoid squandering it on things or people that do not contribute to our development. In the same vein, Epictetus recommended that we exercise discretion in our relationships, saying, "Be careful who you associate with. Being by oneself is preferable to being in the company of unsatisfactory people." Put meaningful connections at the top of your list. Place yourself in the company of people who will push you to your limits, motivate you, and support your ongoing development. It's important to steer clear of toxic dynamics and let go of connections that are more detrimental than beneficial. Remember, toxic behavior is not a reflection of your own worth, but rather of the challenges that the other person is going through. Take pleasure in your solitude. Use time alone to refuel, reflect, and realign your behaviors with your mission. Imagine that your energy is a form of currency. You need to spend some of it on each interaction. Just like you would invest money in things that bring you value, growth, or enjoyment, invest your energy in people and events that are uplifting and fulfilling to you. Being selective does not imply isolating oneself. The key is to strike a healthy balance between being connected to others and spending time alone in a way that benefits your overall health. It is essential to prioritize quality over quantity. A decision to step back can feel countercultural in a world that frequently celebrates activity and interaction. However, the real tragedy is not the finite amount of time we have, but that we waste it. Seneca reminds us of this. Taking control of your life and concentrating on what's actually important to you can be accomplished by being deliberate about how you spend your energy. Being selective about who deserves your energy is a demonstration of self-respect and intelligence. It allows you to create deeper and more meaningful relationships while maintaining your inner serenity. If this resonates with you, take a moment to consider the people in your social circle. Do you have any connections that are more draining than uplifting? If so, you should think about ways to refocus your energy on relationships that are more satisfying. Self-awareness was seen by the Stoics as an essential component of a virtuous and fulfilling life. It's not an issue if you do not enjoy being in the company of other people. Rather, it reflects your fundamental values, priorities, and the need for authenticity. Using the insights of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, we have found 5 reasons why you might not enjoy being in the company of other people. Every single one of these reasons is legitimate, and accepting them can help you live a more tranquil and purposeful life. If this video helped you see yourself differently, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from a similar experience. Remember, being alone is not the same as being lonely. It is the space in which we develop. Until we meet again, maintain your capacity for introspection and intentionality, and take care of your inner peace.